backfired hard for the Sun-Times. So many critics, even critics who had never heard his music before, came at her. Like, how dare you? Yeah. What does this have to do with anything? You know, you're tearing somebody down that's trying to help. And it made her seem hypocritical because she has written in the past several times about people not giving back or African Americans not stepping up and helping those that are in need. Yeah. And then you turn around and you do this. Yeah. You know, what was the point of that?
And I think that's my question. Like, what was the point? It's, again, he's a celebrity. I get it. That's fair game when you become a celebrity in that vein. But right on the heels of him doing positive, we spin it to something that can be seen as obviously not positive. And for what?
For what?
And so the last sentence, the last part of the op-ed piece made reference to you can't, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically it was, you know, you don't want to be seen as doing something for others when you may appear. She didn't say he was. She said appear stingy with your own. And, of course, that was speculation. She wasn't saying that this was the case. But, again, if we don't know that and you don't know that. And
we don't know what he's offering.
Let me tell you, sometimes, like you said, you formalize an agreement. Sometimes you formalize an agreement in an emotional state. But it's public. A friend of mine, he was a guest on the show a long time ago. It's not, maybe, I don't know if I should say, but he had an offer to do a very important job at the White House. And because he and his first wife were in a split, she was angry. She made a false allegation. And what ended up happening was, even though she, you know, they ended, it became cordial. You know, they're not best friends, but they were cordial. Fast forward to the time that he's offered this position and there's some investigation into his background, they go to her and they say, you alleged X. Did X happen? And she says, rightfully so, no, I was upset. I was emotional. This didn't happen. Yeah, but now it looks bad. And so we can't give him this job.
Right.
So I'm not saying that anything she said or didn't say in her court petition was or wasn't true. I'm saying that we don't know the context in which these things were filed.
Nope.
We know now what his response was.
Oh, yeah.
And so he took to Instagram to share a
beautiful video
of he and the young lady he has a daughter with and his daughter. And he basically says, don't let anybody tell you, you know, anything about your family. Their family always.
We will always be family. Yeah. And I feel bad for her because she has been out of the limelight since he's been there. And now she's in there.
Yeah.
You know,
and she may not have wanted to be.
Have wanted to be in. And quite frankly, you know, I've heard she's not hurting for anything. She had a promising career, I think, as a model. She's well educated, graduated from the top schools here in the city.
Very nice.
Grew up in Gold Coast. So what was Mary trying to prove? You know, what was the point of this? I would love to see. I don't know. I didn't even bother to check. I don't even want to look at the Sun-Times today see what her next editorial piece would be. It's almost like the I hate to bring it up, the Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj beef.
Lord Jesus,
just don't say another word.
Just let it ride.
Let it go. Let it go.
Maybe an apology, because I don't know her either, so I can't say that she did or didn't intend to, you know, pull this out in such a negative way. But the fact remains that it came out that way, that a lot of people were offended, that it seemed, you know, a certain way. And
it did.
It's unfortunate.
You know, I made the joke when I found out that he donated the money to the schools. I was like, I put the hashtag chance for governor, chance for mayor.
Right.
I am so confident that if this young man decided he wanted to run for a office,
right,
he would very well have the majority of the people's vote.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, be careful who you call yourself shaming and throwing under the bus.
Yeah.
Because it could really backfire on you. Yeah. Even if his father decided to run. Mm-hmm. Because he's Chan's father.
Who's an aide to Mayor Rahm Emanuel.
He would probably get a majority of the vote or nomination to run because the city loves Chance. And it's not just the African-American community of Chicago. It's everyone here in this city and even around the world now. Because he's just that open of a person and an artist.
Yeah.
He's a people's person.
Absolutely.
So I hope the Sun-Times learned something from this. You know, I made the joke yesterday, you know, their paper is just an overpriced sales paper.
I remember that.
Because, you know, if you remember the paper back in the day, you had a nice paper with information.
Yeah, I haven't picked up a physical paper in a
They're
very
so
long
thin.
time.
I'm telling you, it's an overpriced sales paper. I'm telling you.
What does the Sun-Times run
right.
now? Like,
oh my God,
$3.
ridiculous. It runs what it used to cost on Sunday. I think double what it used to cost just on Sundays.
Wow, so we're talking at least $2.
And people not buying papers. Let's be real.
Yeah, no.
People not buying papers like that.
No.
How many people are even subscribing even online?
Yeah.
You know, if you happen to see an article on your news feed or you go to their social media pages, you will see articles here and there. But I think that was a very dangerous move.
And you know what else? His gift, I think what was more of an important story was obviously his gift, as I mentioned, about the timing and the way that it was covered in the paper. But the other overlooked aspect is how he's inspiring others to give. So
yes.
A football player, Michael Bennett, has decided to give his 2017 endorsements to STEAM programs, and that's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So that's different than STEM. Basically, it incorporates the arts. And then in addition to that, he'll be gifting 50% of his jersey sales. Those are the kinds of things that need to hit the front page. And don't get me wrong, I get it. That's the news cycle we live in. That's what it is. When I was in journalism school, the motto was, if it bleeds, it leads. So if it's controversial, that's what you want. You're trying to sell papers. And maybe that's what it was. I just don't think maybe it should have been done on the back of someone who's trying to do something.
And everybody I've seen so many posts, well, at least he's giving something because so-and-so didn't give anything. We don't know what so-and-so gave. Everybody does not choose to give publicly. Some people choose to give quietly. So let's not be so quick to say, well, so-and-so needs to step up. No. Let's look at ourselves.
That's right. The man in the mirror.
Let's look at ourselves. What are you willing to give? What is Tamiko willing to give?
Exactly.
You know, let's stop that and move forward. Here's the situation we're in. That's what Chance has brought to light. This is the situation we are in. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do from this day forward? That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
That's it. You're right. Start with yourself. What can you give? I ain't got $1 million.
Nope.
And honestly, I have plans for my philanthropic giving because I plan to be wealthy. And for me, it's going to be those who can't afford medical bills.
Yes.
I know why old people eat cat food if they got medical bills.
Ooh.
Because I had a few. You know, I was in a different predicament, and thank God it worked out the way it worked out. But if I'm on a limited income and I can't work, yeah, okay. That's a whole nother show.
Right.
But what are you doing? Are you mentoring your niece? Will you help your little cousin with his homework?
Who right in your family can you help?
Where charity starts at home.
Yes, it does.
It starts really at home. And so clearly he's taking care of his. And so he has the resources to help in an additional way and to fund arts. Arts is what helped him, is what made him who he is. Not everybody is the math girl. I tease people all the time and say, I can count, but slowly. I read quickly.
I can count my 10 toes.
Right. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I just think it was unfortunate. I am not, angry with Mary Mitchell. Like, I'm not writing her off or anything like that. We have a difference of opinion, and I just think this was in poor taste, particularly the front pager. It just wasn't the
and
the
today,
right amount of respect.
for the record, today, the cover page, and he announced he was giving funds to certain schools yesterday. So today, though, on the front of the paper, of course, is Jay Cutler is the feature. I think it has Cutler, and the LER is in a red X. So it only say cut. And in a small little corner about the size of a silver dollar is Chance in his naming of the schools that would get certain funds for their different programs. So it showed. It really showed, if nothing else, today.
As your granny say, you showed your butt.
You showed your butt sometimes.
And it's muddy. It's a muddy butt.
Really muddy.
That's really unfortunate. I get it. You got to sell those papers. Maybe that was a business decision. It rubbed me all wrong. Shout out to the Alliance Bakery who have created a shortbread cookie.
Beautiful cookie.
With an image outline of Chance the Rapper and his baseball cap with the number 3 standing for his third mixtape called Coloring Book. I feel like grown me should color. That's relaxing.
I bought one.
Yeah?
Last month. The adult coloring books and the nice little fancy adult coloring pencil crayons. I love it.
I'm coming over.
I love it. It is.
It's relaxing.
That's my stress reliever. I bought it. I needed a stress relief. I wake up many of nights or early mornings, can't sleep, insomnia. So it's very, very relaxing. I love them. And a lot of them are inspirational and have little inspirational messages in them. So I love them. The kids laugh at me like, what the heck is she on? But hey.
Tell the kids to be laughing at you. They tripping a little bit. They are tripping a little bit. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, what else is going on?
Question of the week. Why?
Whoop.
Why is it that when people do nice stuff, and I'm not referring necessarily to Miss Mitchell and Chance, why is it that when people do nice things, people find a reason to attack?
That's a good question.
Like, how do you? I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't think you should lose any sleep about it. Like I tell people all the time, I am a sinner. They talked about Jesus who was perfect. So I don't expect a pass at all. And some things people say, they right.
Right.
But really? Like, are you that miserable?
So can you give an example?
Yep.
Okay.
So, I can always give an example. We talk about relationships a lot. Let's talk about somebody splitting up and it being amicable. But you low key mad. You low key mad about it, and so you decide that you're gonna go spread a rumor about this person when they think, it's all good, or you decide that you're going to change your life, do something for the betterment of you, and then the people who knew you. I remember when you used to be A, B. My cousin lost her husband recently, and one of the songs she wanted played, she didn't want anybody to sing it, she just wanted the song was played, was He Saw the Best in Me, when everyone else could only see. They struggled with some things, and they met as they were both bettering their lives, and they'd been together ever since. And she talked about how people could only remember that and had not seen the man he had become, the man who had given his life to Christ, the man who had married his longtime woman and was like, this is what I'm doing now, these positive things. I think sometimes people, it was the sermon, people get mad at you when you step out with your dream because it reminds them of what they're not doing.
I believe so too.
Yeah.
And I also believe that everybody, you can't share your dream with everybody.
Oh, say that again. Say it one more time.
You cannot share your dream with everybody.
Say it a third time. I can't.
You cannot. Do not share your dream with everybody.
Right.
Some people are not. First of all, I believe dreams are for you. if we're going to go the Christian realm,